actually think for this line, we can even go brighter. No, actually, I'm going to go for the same teal 600. Yeah, I just think that looks a bit better. But let's copy and paste this title and these CTAs, because we're actually going to use these again for the next section, but just change them and call this recent transactions. And it's going to be the same logic. Text link on the right is just going to take you through to see an expanded section with more values, but we're just going to include the summary that you would see on the home page. I'm going to give this 24 pixels away from the other block. I'm going to turn on this thingamajiggy again. We're going to make some cards. It's going to be great. So just use A again, the frame tool. Again, we're going to fill it white. We're going to give it the 100 cool grey border, the 12 pixel radius. And you can see what I'm doing. I'm using like the same values, you know, for cards, for like the containers, for the buttons, and using the same tones, because it just gives a little bit of cohesiveness to your design. I see a lot of like junior designers who just like, they're rock and roll. Their designs look great, but they're just a little bit too wild. You know, you've got to be a bit of a nerd with this stuff. So it's going to be about 70 pixels tall. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna create some like indicators within the card that are like gonna show you what type of transaction it was. So you just get some little heuristic for when you browse the card, so you can sort of quickly discern what it is you've been spending all your money on. And let's choose an arbitrary color. This amber's nice. I'm gonna use amber 50. Actually, we're gonna use amber 100. And we're gonna place it like bang in the middle of this card. The little icon thing's going to be 36, and again 16 pixel, using that baseline. We're going to use a pizza icon that I chose earlier. We're just going to plaster that on right there, and we're going to set the icon itself can be darker. It can be like 500. Boom. Going to copy paste this, but what I'm going to do, I want to make it smaller, 14 pixels. One trick with text is if you double click the bounding box, it will just wrap to the text if you get weird spacing issues. Yeah, and we're going to call this Johnny's Pizza. If anyone's in Prague, go to Johnny's Pizza. It's the best pizza place, man. It's like pizza by the slice, and whoosh, mamma mia, it's really good. The secondary text again is going to be cool grey 500, and this will just tell you the date, so it'll be like 21st of July 2021, and then we'll just center that. Then on the right hand at the top, we'll set the value, what you spent, and I spent £144 and 53 pence on Johnny's Pizza, because that's what kind of pig I am when I'm gluttonously devouring pizza in a drunken stupor. I'm actually going to, I think I'll send that. Not sure I like that. Might come back and change that later, but for now that's all right. So we've got these first card, copy and paste. Let's give it 8 pixels there. We're going to change this because we're going to, this is a different category now. And we'll set it to blue, and instead of this icon, we use this t-shirt icon, which we'll just drag on here. We'll set it to blue 500. Is this 500? Yeah. So, they're the same saturation despite being different tones. Again, it's just like setting up some logic. It'll be like £29.42. Really, any numerical value will do, as long as it's within the boundaries of reason. And there, you've got some cards. You've got it coming together. You've got your dashboard. It's all looking great, but we're still missing a bottom menu. So again, what we're going to do, we're going to use the frame tool, the fantastic, beautiful frame tool of glory. Fill it up. It's going to be white, surprisingly, given the prior choices in UI colors. But as you can see here, it's a problem you get quite a lot of mobile UIs, is this menu is not distinguishable from the card. So what you're going to do is you're going to add a divider. Use the L tool, drag this across like this. Drag it across. Easy does it. Stick it to top. Stick it on the top and then set the color again to this grey 100, which is like our border color. And then since this is nested in the frame, and irrespective of the height of the menu, we want this to stick to the top. We're going to make sure it's stuck to the top there. And again, we're going to set it to scale here. There's other stuff we could be doing with constraints and auto layout with these components, but I'm not going to go into it for the sake of expediency because it's already quite a long tutorial. But I'll definitely do some like shorter tutorials like on that stuff. I lost it. I'll make this a bit bigger, I don't know, a couple of pixels. So we've done that, and now we're going to go back to components. And these are going to be, I think, these will be like our menu icons, representing the different parts of the mobile app. And we're going to copy paste them on like this. Ah! Oh no, what's going on? Oh no. Yeah, just drag them on like that. Center them. I'm going to pull them like so that they're again adhering to this structure of pixel increments that we discussed, and we're going to distribute it. In this type, we might just use tidy up here. No, we're not. That was annoying. Yeah, we still want it to be like that. So we're going to distribute it horizontally, and we're going to set these to like, again, let's go cool grey 400. What did I use up here? I just want to make sure that I use the same value. Yeah, cool grey 400. And then for the active icon, again, we can use this teal 600, just so you know you can quickly discern which navigation item is active in the menu. And look, man, that was pretty quick. We've already got a respectable little UI. But one thing that's bothering me, this doesn't have the border, so I'm going to go ahead and add that. So I'm just going to click into here, do a line like we did on the bottom menu. We can just enter 375 here actually. We want this to actually stick to the bottom. Again, scale, and it's going to be cool grey 100, our trusty friend. And there we go. We've got this little UI. I'm going to group this all together. I'm going to go ahead and tidy up some of the names. I'm not going to make you suffer while I do it, but let's frame this and pull it down a bit. 28 pixels, maybe even 30, yeah, 28. This will be 24. And we have to read.
Pretty good. I think it's pretty nice. There's just one thing that's bugging me, and it's just something I've realized that Tailwinds have sort of darkened their grey palette, and now this grey 50 that we're using for the background seems a little bit too dark for me. And I think of all the greys you use, your background, you can be a bit flexible with it. So let's swap this out to some other color that I use regularly that I think is really nice, and that's FBF DFE. So we're just going to click on this dashboard and go FBF DFE. You know you're a nerd when you can remember hex codes for background greys off by heart. Anyway, I think that looks better, a bit softer, bit creamier, bit richer. Oh yes, sorry, I'm weird. So that's pretty much done, and I'm digging it. I think it's pretty like intuitive, I hate that word. It's pretty understandable. Yeah, you can kind of intuit what the different parts do without too much hassle. It's quite nicely styled, consistent colors, all that good stuff. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do this intro screen. And we're gonna get this text. We're gonna use Cool Grey 800 again, but we're gonna have like some headline for the app. So it's gonna say, "Take control of your money with Spendly," which is the name of our hypothetical app, building on a long tradition of Silicon Valley startups, just adding Lee to the end of stuff to make it cool and create their application name. Then we'll go for like 14 points text here, and we'll rock, I think, cool grey 500, and we're just gonna add some more text. I'm just gonna go ahead and change the line height to 150% with like body text. It's a bit better. I'm gonna change this actually to like 120%. Again, using this spacing, 24 pixels, and this is gonna say, Spendly helps you track your spending, set your budget, and control your finances. I should be a copywriter. I'd probably be a better copywriter than a designer. That doesn't say a huge amount. Right, so this is going to be 16 pixel, and this is going to be like a text link that's going to allow you to sort of start moving with your Spendly account. We'll give it a bit more space, and I think we'll go for like 40 here. And we need a chevron. We don't have one, so again, we're going to test out this neat little application. Plugin Iconify. I've already got one. Here's one I made earlier. Just going to click import. Go ahead and pop that here, and then we're going to select these both and disconnect that. So that makes it all one color. Teal, 600. Wrap it in a frame. It's already 12 pixel spacing, so it's adhering to our rules. I think that looks pretty good. One thing I'm going to do is just go ahead and change this to teal to just like focus your attention a bit on money, because that's what you should be doing in life, just blithely chasing currency, irrespective of the social and ethical costs. Alright, and then we're going to add this little block of colour underneath money, just in case you're not focused on money enough. This is going to really just remind you that money is really important. I'm joking, by the way. I have a dark sense of humour. I'm not like a massive capitalist dude. So there, we've got like the basics, but what I want to do is add some of this Bauhausian sort of blocks to the top, just to give a little bit of visual interest to this screen. So we're going to go ahead and use the rectangle tool, and I'm going to set it to 90 by 90. Just make sure that this is on, which just constrains the proportion so that the rectangle's always a square. Okay, that sounded dumb there. And we're just going to create some little patterns. So I quite like that. Drop one there. I think like a couple here. Yeah, that'll do. And then one a bit lower. And we're going to go ahead and just sort of like mess with these a bit. So what we'll do is, with them selected, there's this beautiful tool that allows you to specifically modify the radius of each corner in a shape, instead of just uniformly doing it all at once for every corner. And this allows you to do some cool stuff. So we're going to go like 90, 90, 90 here. Actually, 90, 90, 90, 0. So you've got this kind of, map indicator vibe. This one we're just going to go 90. This is going to be a circle. And then this one's going to be like 0, 30, what? 0, 30, 0, 30. So it's this cool curved leaf, but that looks wrong, so I want to add a 30 here. What? Don't know what's going on there. 30. Damn you. Alright, that's cool. And then let's make these circles just because I like circles. There's nothing you can do to stop me liking circles, unless you maybe attack me with a huge circular object causing irreparable trauma. Alright, this one's done. And then we're just gonna like colour them in different shades of teal. Because if you haven't noticed by now, I'm a big fan of teal. I think many of the world's problems can be solved by more teal. Cool. Do these maybe, I think teal 500, teal 600, teal 500. I'm gonna go really wild. And these can be like a really pale teal. Teal 50. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty cool. So there, in a few short minutes, with only a moderate amount of annoying commentary from myself, we've sort of created two mobile application screens that could be used in a real application. You can modify these. What I'm going to do with all of my tutorials is try and leave a download link for the Figma file, all of the design assets I'm using. And what I'd implore you to do is do a little design challenge. So I'm going to post a design challenge. I might even append it to the video, but I'm definitely going to post it in the description. And you can just take this file and extrapolate what you want, build on what you want, and create other screens. So maybe you could create the user screen or the analytics screen or the card screen to go with this design. By the way, I'm sorry I didn't bother to tidy up for the last bit. I will do it now. So by the time you've downloaded this file, it's going to be proper tidy. I promise, Mum. That's pretty much it.